posso fare così, quindi io posso in realtà scandire il tempo in tanti modi per non capire qual è il scritto, giusto? Quasi sempre. Veramente.
Ну и что? Вы говорите, переиграется, да? Вот это домашнее задание, то есть оно такие воздушные. Ладно. Нифиг. I'm hungry. Ехисть, ехисть. Ой-то сака, ой-то сака. Эй! Голодный. Холодный, голодный. Холодный. Очень холодный. Ух. Конечно, немножко не представляешь, как это хорошо. Ну, вопрос. Мяу-мяу-мяу. Свежая, да, что? Разрешено. Почему меня никто не смотрит? Не смотришь ты. А, ну да. Почему я смотрю? Вот наоборот, значит.
Ты чей такой? Мам!
Си.
I hear what you say. Shark Soup. And if you'd like to listen to this on the backing track, that's available here. Thanks so much for being with me. If you'd like any more information on any of those pieces, if you have any questions, please get in touch. Or if you'd like to watch a tutorial on any of those pieces, they are available for you by becoming a member of my Patreon page. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
Man findet ihn nahezu überall, im Meer, in Flüssen, in Wäldern und in Städten. Unseren Müll. Vor allem Plastikmüll sieht man eigentlich überall dort, wo Menschen unterwegs sind. Das große Problem...
Well, a warm welcome to today's talk. It's Tuesday the 21st of December, the shortest day of the year. Now, if there's something good about Omicron, at least it's predictable. We did predict it would become the dominant variant all over the world and in the United Kingdom and the United States quickly. Let's just confirm that now. Now, this is the latest data from the UK here. These bits here are still incomplete. So the Omicron is the purple. Just look at the way it's increased so dramatically in such a short period of time. So basically from the start of December we've gone from nothing up to about 71.6% in the UK. The official percentage in the United States, as we'll see, is even higher. There it is, it's about 75%. Now this has gone in the United States even quicker. So 4 weeks ago there wasn't any at all. 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, last week. Now the dominant variant by quite a long way. This could partly reflect the fact that they've been a bit slower with the sequencing in the United States. But we've certainly got to the point now where it's the predominant variant. Now the interesting thing to note here, and you've probably spotted this yourself, is a really important point. Let's just look at the American data again here. We see that it looks like Omicron is displacing Delta. So Delta seems to be getting less. Whereas in the UK we've still got quite a lot of Delta. So in the UK we've kind of got the worst of both worlds. Although to be fair, the proportion of the Delta is decreasing, I think we could say that. But we've still got both, whereas in the United States it does seem to be more of a displacement exercise. So not so good news for the UK, slightly better news for the United States, potentially. Now these are the hospitalisations in South Africa, and they are still going up gradually. This data here is incomplete, of course, so some increase. But remember, we've got 7,500 people in hospital in the UK with coronavirus at the moment, with COVID at the moment, mostly due to the Delta variant. So to actually have 9,000 people in hospital who've been diagnosed with SARS coronavirus 2, and in the case of South Africa we know it's Omicron. So 9,000 people in hospital for a population of 60 million. It's only slightly more than the UK is now, and this is after 4 weeks, just over 4 weeks now, of Omicron in South Africa. So I think this is pretty encouraging data. It's looking more encouraging day by day. So yes, there's 9,000 people in hospital, but we believe that more than half of these are incidental findings. In other words, they were diagnosed with Omicron when they were admitted to hospital for something else, because everyone who is hospitalised has to be tested, of course, for SARS coronavirus 2, and in South Africa it's virtually all Omicron. So bear in mind that half of these are incidental. And when we look at the number of patients who are actually oxygenated in South Africa, it's under 1,300 patients oxygenated in hospital, diagnosed with SARS coronavirus 2 Omicron, out of the population of 60 million people, and 244 patients ventilated. It's actually a relatively small number. So this is after a month of Omicron now, so it's looking not too bad. Now let's just look at the United States cases here. So here we have the United States, and we see that the cases in the States are... This isn't really showing the data that well in the States. It's a bit out of date, but this is mostly Delta cases here, although we know Omicron's taken over. Now, deaths in the United States have remained reasonably high, unfortunately. And can we see the number of people in hospital in the States? Well, yes, we can. We see it is starting to go down slightly, and by different age groups as well as the total amount. But this is variable depending on the state. So it does depend on the particular state involved. So if we look at, oh, don't want to waste too much time. Let's look at a random one. Let's look at Idaho. Oh, and you see it's gone down there nicely. What I was going to show you if I had more time was it's still fairly high in some of the New England states. Hospitalisations are quite high there. Vermont at the moment, for example, is high, with a lot of people off sick as well. So it is patchy depending on the area concerned. So US cases, US hospitalisations, Omicron in the States. Now, this is the latest from the CDC. This is what they've said today. We don't know yet how easily it spreads. So the CDC don't know yet how easily Omicron spreads. Really? Because we've been having a pretty good idea on that for some time now. So I'm not quite sure why the CDC is saying it doesn't know yet how easily it spreads. But let's take some evidence we've looked at. Scientific Pandemic Influenza Group on modelling from the UK. Doubling time is around 2 days, typically about 2.4 days in the UK. So we do know that. So quite why they've said that, I don't know, because we do know that. We also know report 49, growth population distribution, immune escape of Omicron in England, 5.41-fold higher risk of reinfection. So we do actually know a bit about that. I'm not quite sure why the CDC say they don't know at all. Then the CDC also go and say they don't know anything about the severity of illness it causes. Well, we've just looked at the South Africa data, where it's caused significantly less serious illness. Now, I suppose you could say the CDC is right, because they don't know exactly how this is going to unfold in the United States. So that's true, but we do have some pretty good ideas. So quite why they're feigning, or not feigning, but saying they're completely ignorant is a bit surprising. London data, for example, from the COVID symptom tracker app, Omicron cold-like symptoms rapidly taking over in London. Top 5 symptoms that we know about from the Zoe app are the first, runny nose, second, headache, third, fatigue, fourth, sneezing, fifth, sore throat. So we do know a bit about the symptoms, and they tend to be these common cold symptoms. Of course, we've also got that data we looked at from Hong Kong, illustrating that the virus probably replicates in the bronchial passages 70 times quicker than the original virus. But in the lungs, where it's arguably more important, down in the alveoli, the virus is replicating 10 times slower. So we do know that, actually. Well, not peer-reviewed yet, but the data look good. And we also know the South African presentation was described as blocked or runny nose, headache, tiredness, sore scratchy throat, body aches. So again, we do kind of know that. And then the CDC also say, we also don't know how well available vaccines and medications work against it. So the CDC don't seem to know that, but we looked at evidence from South Africa again, which shows that 2 doses of Pfizer gave 33% protection against infection with Omicron relative to the unvaccinated, but that was down from 80%. So we do know that the vaccine, 2 doses in protecting against symptomatic disease, goes down from 80% down to 33%. They didn't mention that, because we do know this is all evidence based. We know 70% protection against hospital admissions in Omicron infection in South Africa relative to the unvaccinated, down from 93% with Delta. So again, we see a 93% reduction in protection, down to 70%, at least in the South Africa data. So the CDC are technically right in saying this, that they don't know what it's going to be in the United States. Of course not, but we've got some pretty good ideas, actually. So I'm not quite sure why they are not admitting to knowing slightly more about it, because there should be a fairly intelligent, well-qualified bunch. Anyway, moving on to the UK, COVID symptom tracker data. This is always the most up-to-date, of course. 1.4 million people symptomatic in the UK at the moment. 137,000 new cases. We do believe that the number of Omicron cases is much higher than this, so we must conclude that a lot of the Omicron cases are asymptomatic or minimally symptomatic. And the overall prevalence is certainly going up, as we've said, 1.4 million. And the UK official data, well, we are seeing the increase in cases, of course. as we know, this dramatic increase on the week. When we actually look at cases, though, on the day-by-day basis, we do actually see that the increase is high, but it doesn't seem to be going up any further. It seems to be sort of bobbing around this level of 90,000 a day. And when we look at healthcare in the UK, we actually see that the number of patients in hospital on average throughout the country is actually down slightly. Now, the hospitalisations, I did check on this before we started, in London they were about 200 yesterday, 201 I think. Now they're about 240, so London that is leading the way in terms of Omicron in the UK. There is some increase in daily hospitalisations in London. But it's not huge. A lot of the problem in London is that there's so many staff quarantining because so many staff have come into contact with the variant. So what the government are doing is they're looking at reducing the isolation period after exposure from Omicron for those that are fully vaccinated from 10 days down to 7 days, and that would immediately, of course, increase the workforce by 30%. Deaths in the UK. Well, thankfully, still going down. Now, of course, we know there's a delay with Omicron. No one's being naive about this, but that's where we are now. So that is some data from the UK. A bit more from the UK here. This is the Omicron UK data from the UK Health Security Agency. That's this site here. In the 50,363 in the past 24 hours, so fairly, which is a very good proxy for it, another 18,143 cases. So we can see officially diagnosed cases in the UK, somewhere over 200,000 now in officially diagnosed cases. But of course we know the real number is probably that per. We have, well, these are new daily confirmed cases. So the United Kingdom going up quickly. Ireland also increasing with Omicron. United
Информационную картину дня, как всегда, дополнят новости спорта в студии Марина Зябина. Здравствуйте. 46 наград. Таков итог выступления спортсменов Удмуртии в Уфе на Международном форуме боевых искусств. В его рамках проводились и всероссийские соревнования, мастер-классы и семинары по 15 видам боевых искусств. Это кусики карате, комбат самообороны, тэквондо, айкидо, ушу и не только. Нашу республику на этом старте представляли атлеты из Ижевска, Можги, Воткинска, Увы. Все показали отличную технику, завоевали медали. Молодцы. Там же в столице Башкортостана прошел еще один турнир – Кубок страны по функциональному многоборью. Заявилось на этот старт более 250 атлетов из 43 городов страны. Были там и наши земляки Евгений Богданов и Мария Загуменова. Евгений в категории «Мастерс 35+» занял почетное 3-е место. Мария в женской категории А группы «Элит» была 4-й, а конкуренция была жесткой. Впереди крупный старт и у стрелков из лука. В конце января в Орле чемпионат и Кубок страны. К нему наши атлеты усиленно готовятся. Накануне на Кубке Удмуртии ребята показали неплохие результаты, которые позволяют им рассчитывать на высокие места и на национальные.
Я прекращаю свою деятельность на посту президента.
СССР больше нет.
Я родился в прекрасном городе Санкт-Петербург 30 лет назад.
Это были 90-е годы, тогда, когда Россия просто рождалась.
Сложность сказать, чего я достиг к 30 годам?
Самым непростым выбором в моей жизни это был, наверное, выбор жить или умереть.
Технологии, которые мы разрабатываем, это искусственный интеллект против рака, как его хотя бы остановить, если не полностью победить.
Мы интегрируем людей с ограниченными возможностями в общество.
Абсолютная свобода, отсутствие страха менять свою судьбу.
Рецепта того, что должен делать человек, чтобы он был счастливым, нету. Если у тебя есть понимание того, зачем ты встаешь утром, то, мне кажется, вот это вот и есть такой рецепт счастья.
А, еще прямо так, да? А.
While we're still talking about music, you don't read music. So how do you write music without being able to read music?
You know what's so interesting? Last night I was trying to find